Welcome to the class of Social Science for History for class 6. Chapter number 2 on the traits of the earliest people. I repeat, on the traits of the earliest people. In the contents of this chapter, we are going to discuss about nomadic hunter-gatherers. How do we know about them? Where did they live? What the technology they used, about fire, changes in the environment, rock paintings, who did what, and who is in Karnataka. The image which you are able to see now, they are the people who were known as the nomadic hunter-gatherers. They were around 2 million years ago back, okay? They were living in the subcontinent areas where they used to hunt and used to survive. And over there, they used to, why they were said to be the hunter-gatherers? Because they used to live on the basis of hunting, okay? They don't have any proper place to live, and so they were roaming from one place to another for the hunting purposes. Now, who were the people who were the nomadic hunter-gatherers? Hunter-gatherers used to hunt animals, okay? They used to catch fishes and birds and used to collect fruits, roots, nuts, seeds, leaves, stalks and eggs. I repeat, hunter-gatherers used to hunted animals, okay? They used to kill animals for their own, fulfilling their own stomach or their own requirement, okay? Now they used to use the skin of the animals to make the clothes, okay, on the body, to wear on the body, and also they used to eat the flesh. Now, they used to catch fishes and birds, used to collected fruits, roots, nuts, seeds, leaves, stalks and eggs. Now, hunting was usually not an easy work for them, because many animals were too much faster than them. So they have to be very, very strong. Okay? The good hunters had to be alert, quick and intelligent. Okay? What were the 3 qualities that the nomadic hunters must have to become a good hunter? Alert, quick and intelligent. Gatherers had to know which plants are edible, safe to eat, and the seasons in which specific fruits ripen. Okay, so over here the gatherers who were roaming from one place to another in the search of the food, the hunter gatherers, they used to know that which plant was eatable, okay, which plants were safe to eat. It may possible that plant must be any poisonous one, okay, and which season will be good for ripening the fruits, okay. When the fruits are going to be ripened, at that time they are able to eat the fruits. So nomadic gatherers used to survive on the basis of hunting, okay, on the basis of the fruits from one place in the search of food and foods and other things for the livelihood, okay, for their living purposes. Now, there were actually some reasons behind that why do these people used to roam about from here to there, okay, why they used to have a nomadic life, why they are not been in a one place or a settled place as we are living over there in our own house, okay. It was just because of the 4 major reasons. What were those? When resources in one area are finished, people have to move to another place. The first important reason was that the resources, whatever the hunting purposes animals are there or the fruits are there, whatever they can get, if they get at one time, okay, if they are finished, at that time they have to settle at another place, okay, they have to move to another place in search for food, okay. Animals move from place to place in search of food and water, so their hunter-gatherers had to move also, okay. Animals move from one place to another. Here animals are not settling at one place. You know that animals used to move or shift from one place to another. Now as they are hunters, so they also have to move from one place to another in search of their hunting animals. Okay, so these hunter gatherers had to move along with the animals in search of them, because different fruits grow in different places in different seasons. People travel to find them. Now again, it was a major issue, a major reason that fruits used to grow in different places. We are not finding all the fruits at one place. So in search or to collect the fruits, they have to roam from one place to another. And because water is also very important, so people used to move when nearby lakes and rivers dry up. Okay, over there they have to search from one place to another just because in search of water. When the water used to dry up, they have to move to another place where they can avail good quantity or sufficient amount of water for survival. Now, how do we know them? Archaeologists have found very old tools made of wood, stone and bone. They were made and used by hunter-gatherers, and we can learn about their lives by studying these tools. They used tools to cut meat and bones, to scrap bark from trees and skin from animals. Scrap bark means the stem. Okay, they used to cut and remove the stem, okay, in a very thin layers, okay, and I can say the peeling, okay, as we used to peel the potatoes, okay, same like here they used to scrap the bark from trees and skin from the animals and used to chop the fruits and roots. Sometimes stones or bones were also fixed to a wooden handles and are used as weapon for hunting. Wood was also used as firewood and to build huts and houses. So we actually got this information about these nomadic hunters by the help of archaeologists. Archaeologists are those people, a group of people who used to study about ancient history, okay, and they used to do the researches on it and used to reveal about that how do the people in the past time used to survive, they used to live, okay, in every aspect. They living in time, how they ruled, how they survived, what are the things that they used to eat, okay, where are the places they used to live. Every information is being given by the help of archaeologists to us, okay, to the people of the present day. So these archaeologists are said to be the investigators for the history subject, okay. They are actually containing and they have been the people who used to do the researches, okay, for not getting information about the early age people, okay, about long durations, millions of years back, thousands of years back, the people, and get the information about them. Now let's discuss that where did they live. Now most of them lived near the sources of water such as rivers, lakes, etc. They mostly settled in places where lots of stones were available to make tools. Such sites are known as the factory sites, okay. So what were the factory sites and what sites were called factory sites? Factory sites were the places where the nomadic gatherers were able to get the stones in huge quantity, okay, and easily. Now again I repeat, factory sites were the sites where the nomadic gatherers were able to find stones in huge quantity and very easily. These sites were called as factory sites. Now, we know those places were factory sites because we found many extra stones and chips there that people threw away when they were making their tools. Now, how did we came to know about the places of those factory sites? Because as they were not so much educated like us, so what they used to do, whatever they work they used to do, and if anything was being left they used to leave out there only, by which with the help of the archaeologists we all came to know that those places were the factory sites. If people lived in a factory site for a long time, we called that place a habitation come factory site. Okay, if the people, those nomadic people used to live at one place for a longer duration, those places were known as habitation come factory site. I repeat, habitation come factory sites. So the two things that we came here, what do you understand by factory sites? Factory sites are the places where the nomadic gatherers used to find stones very easily and in huge quantity. What do you understand by habitation come factory site? Habitation come factory site were the places where the nomadic gatherers used to live for a longer duration, okay, in a factory site area. That were said to be the habitation come factory site. Now, how did we get the information about these nomadic gatherers and the factory sites? With the help of archaeologists. Who were the archaeologists? Archaeologists are the people who used to research and study about the ancient places, the ancient people, and used to do the researches on them. They used to dig the places to find out what the people and information about the early men, about the ancient times, about the past time. Now, what were the technology that they used? The earliest technique is called to be stone on stone, where a large stone was used as a hammer to hit a smaller stone called the core. The core was the stone that was used to create the tool, and it was placed till it had the shape of the tool. Now, what do you mean by hammer and large stone as a hammer and a core? Now see, this is a big stone, okay, this was a large stone. Now, the smaller stone was a core. What they used to do, they used to hit a smaller stone, okay, that smaller stone. As you seen a hammer and a snail, hammer is a big one that we used to hold. The hand of the snail is a very small, tiny, okay. Now that snail we used to put, okay, like this. This was the hammer and this was the core. This hammer was a big stone in the nomadic time. This snail was said to be a sort of a core. Core means small stone, okay. The core was a stone that was used to create the tool. Have you seen the people who are making the portraits, the statues? They used to put the hammer and the snail, okay. What they used to do, they used to dig and they used to make so much of the good architecture work, okay. What they have been called, they were the core and the hammer at the nomadic time, and it was placed till it had the shape of the tool. Plate means it was being hit by the hammer, by the large stone, till they get a proper shape of a tool. The second technique was the pressure flaking. Pressure flaking means in which the core is placed on a firm surface, then a piece of bone or a stone is tied to a wooden handle and is used to flake the core, and they used to make the tool. Now, have you seen the hammers? Hammers, they are being very big and they are being stuck with the wooden handle. Now, with that handle, they used to hit the core, the small stone or the small stone. Now, by which they used to hit. See students, using a big stone in the hand and then hitting on the small stone can hurt your hand also, your palm also. So over there they started using a wooden sort of stick which used to tie up that big stone, and they used to put on the core to make this other stone as in form of a tool. Now in this image I am going to tell you about, are you able to see the stones and the tools that they used to use at that duration of the nomadic time? Okay, these are the images, these are the tools and the pictures they were being using. There were some small, very small in size, there were some pointed, large in size, there were some thick stones also, pointed sharp stones also, which all were being used for the hunting purposes. Okay, they used to throw. Have you seen the javelin throw? What the javelin throw is? Javelin throw we used to throw and it used to take inside in the crowd. Now same like here, these the long pointed stones were being used for the hunting purposes. The nomadic people used to throw and it used to hit the animal, and the animal used to hurt and or used to die, and they used to catch the animals and they used to use for their own livelihood. So these were the stones and the tools which were being used. These are the examples, I can say these are the examples of some stones and tools which were being used by the nomadic hunter-gatherers. Okay, now these images are being found with the help or by the help of archaeologists. Okay, so do you understand that what actually these archaeologists used to do to us? They used to give the information about the past time. Now come and let's discuss about what is fire. Now in the nomadic hunters times, I tell you a very small story about it. One day a nomadic person was sitting and he was having two stones in the hand and he was just rubbing those stones. Okay, he was just passing out the time and rubbing the stones, and suddenly he saw a spark came out from that stone. Now he got frightened with that what actually had happened. Now here he was unable to understand. After some time he again took out the stone and started rubbing. Again the spark came, and few times after there were dried leaves. Okay, and as he was rubbing and he was just playing with the stone again to see the sparking, it got stuck with one dry leaf and suddenly it got burned and fire was there. And this how the fire got invented by the early nomadic time. Okay, now these information regarding the fire is usually found, and the first time found in the Karnal caves in Andhra Pradesh. Okay, where the traces of ashes have been found. This shows that the people who lived there knew the use of fire. Okay, so how did we came to know that the nomadic people had invented the use of fire? Because by the traces of ashes which were being found in the Karnal caves in Andhra Pradesh. Now it has been invented by with the help of archaeologists. Okay, fire might have been used for many things. Now what is the requirement of actually the fire is? We use fire for cook the food. We use fire for adding to get the light also when the electricity is went off. Okay, we also sometimes use a fire to get away from the dangerous animals in the forest areas. So same like here, these nomadic peoples, we are just the people have adopted that they used to use a fire for the same thing, for cooking their food, for lighting up the lights to get the light, okay, and to protect themselves against animals, okay, big animals who can use to, hurt them. They were, for example, the big elephants, okay. Those big elephants, they were very, very dangerous. From the previous time, in the nomadic times, elephants were the dangerous animals, okay. They were not, can be hunted. Now over there, they used to get terrified from them. So they used to protect themselves with the help of fire. Now, what are the changes in the environment that took place during the nomadic hunters' time? Some big changes took place in 12,000 years ago. The climate of the earth started getting warmer. This led to the development of grasslands, which led to the increase in the population of deer, sheep, goats, antelopes, etc. So the people of that time also started living in these areas. Slowly, the concept of herding, okay, it means taking out the milk from the animals, okay, keeping for milk, eggs, meat, etc. started. These animals developed, okay. Fishing also became very common. Now during this time, grain-bearing plants such as wheat, rice, barley also started growing. Women and children collected these grains, and after some time, more people started cultivating these grain and the farming started. Now at this time only, as the environment changed, okay, as the environment got warmer, the cultivation procedure or the farming started. The people started living for the concept of following the concept of herding. They also started living at one particular place, okay. Fishing also became very common in that time. Grain bearing, okay, plants such as wheat, barley, rice, the cultivation of these plants also starting during this age. Okay, now see, these all things had happened 12,000 years ago. Okay, where we found that these nomadic gatherers started living all together. I'll tell you one story about, a short story about that how do the people started farming. One day, a nomadic person was just eating something, and he made and threw the seed of that on the particular area. He just went off. After a few days, when he came back, he found that there is a small plant there. Now he was very surprised to see that small plant. Now what happened? That as he saw that plant, he thought and got in a mind that I threw one small seed here, and suddenly a plant grew from here. Means over here it means if I am going to throw the seeds, new plants are going to get cultivated. So this how the farming developed, and they started ripping the seeds, and they started growing and more plants which are going to give them the fruits, vegetables and other accessories. Now this all happened during the time of the earliest time of the nomadic gatherers, when the nomadic gatherers started settling at one common place. Now in this, make sure that as the environment got warmer, the grasslands developed, okay. As the grasslands developed, the population of deer, sheep, goats, antelopes also increased, and as these were increased, the people started living and following the concept of herding. Okay, they started keeping for the milk, eggs, meats, etc. So they were going dependent on these animals. Now fishing also became very common, and the production of the grain bearing plants such as wheat, barley, rice also started cultivated. Women and children were also being helping. They were collecting these grains, and after some time the farming work started. Now comes for the rock painting. People lived in the caves and they painted their walls with different designs, stories and animals. Okay. Now usually the students at the past of the duration of the past time, the people used to use stones also for doing some passing the time. Okay, they used to draw something, they used to make different types of lines, okay, different types of structures on the walls, on the stones. Now so the people used to live in the caves at that duration, you all know. So they used to paint their walls and different designs, stories and the animals. Many of these paintings have been found in Madhya Pradesh and Uttar Pradesh, okay, southern Uttar Pradesh. These fine paintings show wild animals and stories, and they have amazing geometric patterns. Okay, we also unable to get that what sort of designs we used to see and find. We used to first see the structure and the image, and then we used to draw that thing. But these people at that time, they did not know that what actually the meaning of painting and the drawing is. But whatever the painting they made, they had a proper and a perfect geometrical pattern. Okay, it's amazing work. So rock paintings were said to be the paintings which came over there from the ancient times. Okay, and the people got the information that how intelligent those people were, how creative those people were, that they used to decorate their walls or they decorate their homes too with the help of paintings. Okay, about different types of animals, different stories, different sort of designs they used to make, and usually these paintings are being found can be seen in the Madhya Pradesh and also the southern Uttar Pradesh. Okay, these fine paintings show the wild animals and the stories. Okay, actually they don't know that for what actually they used to write. So whatever they used to meet, any new thing, any new aspect or any new animal, okay, which they found is to be very interesting one, they used to draw those things on the wall. Now who did what? Now in this, for example, I can see we are getting the information that what people, these nomadic gatherers there, how did they live, how did they survive, what were the sources of their livelihood, what are the work they used to perform, okay, whatever the dresses they used to wear, how they used to move, everything. But we don't know exactly that what usually the people were doing. We don't know what the men were doing, we don't know what the women were doing at that time. We have general had and consumption has an some intuition, some small information that those people used to do the work like this. We don't know exactly that what actually work was being performed by individual hunter-gatherers. Okay, we don't know that the women and the children, do they also go out for hunting purposes as the other male people were going out, other nomadic gatherers were going out. Okay, we don't know that how they used to gather food, okay, properly, okay, how they used to cook the food. Okay, we don't know any information exactly about that, because these are the archaeologists who are revealing these information about these people are also having assumptions. Okay, they are also guessing that, okay, after looking at one stone, they found it and guess that, okay, these stones might be used for the hunting purposes. Okay, these stones might be used for making the tools. Now, so although we know a lot about what the people did in the past, archaeologists are always working to know more and more about these people. How did the people survive those new times? How did the people used to travel such a long distance if they were supposed to go? Now, for example, if I'm telling you that from Chidwana, if I'm planning to go to Bombay, over there, obviously, Bombay is a very wide area, very far distance from Chidwana. Now, it is a particular coming in a different between two states also. Now, at that time, the people sometimes used to travel such a long distance. Okay, they were not having any source of transportation, but they were going from one place to another. So how those people used to move from one place to another for carrying whatever the tools they were used to have. Okay, how do the women and the children used to cover up for such a long distance? How do the people used to hunt? Okay, how did they used to hunt, especially the wild animals? We are not having so much information or deep information regarding that, but still the archaeologists are working on the same topics, on the same issues, to collect more and more information regarding the same. Now let's discuss about Homski, Karnataka. Okay, now usually students at that time use many Paleolithic stone age sites have been found. Okay, in Homski, with different tools. Homski is a place which is situated in Karnataka. There were the mainly habitation come factory sites. You all know what are the factory sites? Factory sites were the places where the nomadic gatherers used to able to catch or collect stones very easily and in huge quantity. Okay, and after some time, if the people are living for a longer duration at the same place, it was said to be the habitation come factory sites. So most of these sites are near springs and small water bodies, which explains why the people used to live there, because availability of the water is there, resources are there, animals are there for the hunting purposes, and including that the factory site. These stones were also very easily available to them. Now, are you able to see this map? Okay, in this map, this is actually the map related to your Paleolithic sites. Okay, the factory sites, the habitation factory sites. There were the three places. Are you able to see the three places? Homski, Karnal Caves, and Bhimbetka. Okay, Bhimbetka is usually in the southern Uttar Pradesh. As I told you, that the rock paintings and all been able to see in the Madhya Pradesh or in the southern Uttar Pradesh. Homski, Karnal Caves and Bhimbetka, these were the places which have been mostly been we have been found or gathered information by the archaeologists about these nomadic gatherers. And these three places, are you able to notice that these three places are being situated or are being located nearby the water area, coastal area or the riverside area? Bhimbetka, which is being situated nearby the river Ganga, okay, on the bank of river Ganga. Karnal Caves are being situated on the bank of Mahanadi, and Homsi was actually coming from the coastal area of the Arabian Sea. So these places were actually known as for the habitation cum factory sites where the people used to survive or live for a longer duration of time. Now let's come to the conclusion of this chapter. Who were the nomadic gatherers? Nomadic gatherers were the people who used to hunt animals. They used to catch fishes and birds and used to collect fruits, nuts, shells, seeds, seeds, so many other things for eating purposes. Okay, over there hunting was not an easy work. So the good hunters had to be with three qualities, and they has to be alert, they has to be quick, and they has to be intelligent. Now, gatherers should also have the knowledge that which plant was easy or safe for eating purposes. Okay, the plant should not be the poisonous one. And which season is the best season? When they are going to get a ripened fruit. Okay, now usually the nomadic gatherers were living or surviving a nomadic life because availability of the resources, because at one place when the resources were finished they have to move for other places. Now as you all know that the animals don't have their one house, okay, one place they used to live, so they also used to move. As the animals used to move for the hunting purposes, they require animals, and with the animals they also have to move from one place to another. Now as you all know that the fruits are not grown at one place, all the fruits are not grown at one place, so for the collection of fruits also they used to move from one place to another. Okay, now most important thing, water. As once if the water resource is being finished in one particular area, they used to go and shift to another place in search of water also. Now how did we got the information about these people? We got this information about these people with the help of archaeologists. Archaeologists are the group of people who used to investigate, who used to do the research, okay, by digging up the grounds and finding the old essays, okay, studying deeply about them, and they reveal the information about the old age people, about the ancient times, about these nomadic people. Okay, now they were using so many tools and the weapons. Okay, usually where do the people used to live? The people used to live nearby the riverside or the river, small lakes area, okay, where they used to get water easily and other resources also. Now they were also being set up or finding the places where they used to get the stones easily for the huge quantity. Okay, now stones, the places where the stones were used to get easily and in a huge quantity are said to be the factory sites. And when the people are used to residing at one particular place, at the factory site, those places were known as the habitation cum factory sites. Now apart from it, the technology that they used to use, it was the stones. Okay, there was a large stone which is used to call the hammer, and the small stone which was used to be called the core. Now over there they used to use the big hammer or the big stone on the small stone, and they used to hit the other stones to make it in a form of a tool. The second technique was the pressure flaking. Pressure flaking, where the core was placed on a firm surface, okay, and then a piece of a bone or stone tied with a wooden hammer, and they used to hit, okay, and they used to make the tool. Now there are the different types of tools and the stones which we have used, and we have seen the images also. Now in these nomadic time also, one thing had happened, that most important thing that happened was the invention of fire. And I told you the story about how did the fire got invented. Okay, now how did we came to know that the fire was invented at that time? Because the archaeologists found the traces of ashes in the Karnal caves in Andhra Pradesh. Okay, and by which we all came to know that these people also know the uses of fire. And as we are using the fire for the needs, for our own needs, same like here we just have assumed, the archaeologists have assumed that they also been using the fire for making the food, okay, for protecting against the animals, or to cook the meat and to get the light. Now at that time, 1200 years back ago, the environment changed and the environment was getting warmer. As the environment was getting warmer, what happened? The grasslands developed, and as the grassland develops, sheep, deer, goat, antelopes, etc., such type of animals also increased in population. And as they increased in population, the people started and following the concept of herding. Okay, they were kept on collecting the animals, keeping with them, okay, and they were started on the keeping themselves on the basis of milk, okay, eggs, meat, etc. Now these in that time fishing also became very common. Now during this time the grain bearing plants also developed, grain, barley, rice, etc. also developed, and the people started using these grains. Okay, and at that time only the production, or the, I can say, the process of farming developed in the time of the nomadic gatherers. Now, at that duration, the people were also very creative. So, for that creativity, what they used to do, usually we have found, the archaeologists have found that many rock paintings were being left by these nomadic people. They used to, with the help of the stones, they used to make different patterns, different designs, revealing about different sort of animals, stories and other things on the rocks, on the walls or the caves. Okay, in which usually we have been found such type of paintings in Madhya Pradesh and the southern Uttar Pradesh. Okay, now what actually these paintings used to reveal? These paintings used to reveal the stories about the wild animals, okay, and other things whatever they came to knew about it. And it was a very surprising factor that the whatever the painting they had made, it they are having a very amazing geometrical patterns. Now we actually are not having too much detail about these people, but still our archaeologists are working for the same. They are trying to find and gather more and more information about these people, because as we know that these are the nomadic hunters, but we don't know that do the children, do the women, that women at that time were also going for the hunting of the animals, or they were staying back at some one particular place, as usually what we all do in a normal life. Usually the male people are going out for the house for earning purposes, and at the house, inside the home, the women and the children used to say they are not going for any work or job purposes. Okay, right now the women are coming out for the job too, but I am telling about some previous time. So like that, at that duration too, these women and the children were also going for the hunting purposes or not, we don't know exactly. And how did they gather the food, that also we don't know. Okay, but still the archaeologists are working on the same. Now a special part of this chapter that we got studied about the Hunski, which is situated in Karnataka. Hunski is a place which is said to be the habitation cum factory sites. Okay, in the pathologic sites, there were the three main places in India which are said to be the habitation cum factory sites. They were the Bhimbetka, Hunski and the Karnal caves. Okay, and these three important places were being situated on the river banks or the coastal areas. Okay, now usually while they were nearby the coastal area, because they would be to find all the resources there, whatever they require for their livelihood. I hope now you all have understood this chapter very easily. So read this chapter thoroughly at your home and learn and get information more about the early people, whatever you can get from your book. Okay, till then, have a nice day and thank you for watching this video.